Hey guys, welcome back to the Merry Nerds channel. I'm Rebecca. So this month we decided to go a little crazy on book buying, and I mean a lot of books. And if for a disclaimer right now, if anybody hears anyone coughing in my house, several of us have colds. And if you hear any dogs barking or a cat meowing, I'm sorry. So since we have so many books, I'm going to go ahead and get started because there's like 60 books to do. So the first one we picked up today was Black Beauty. I actually got it cheaper than $2.97. I actually rung up for $1. And then another one that I bought was by Jodi Picoult, Sing You Home. I'm not really sure what this book is about. I've tried to read some of her writings that my husband likes, and I couldn't really get into it, so I'm trying to give her another try, see what I think of her. My husband decided that he was going to buy a life wisdom book. He's seen this guy when we was in Georgia. It's quotes from John Maxwell. His office seems to think that it's a really great book, so he wanted to see what it was about. We picked up Chicken Soup for a Teenage Soul. It has multiple authors. Everybody knows what Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul is. So we got that one. We also got Chicken Soup for the Pet Lover Soul. I picked up these two books from, I think, Goodwill. I'm actually, I think it's supposed to be a trilogy. There's the first one is missing out of it. It's from the Yukon Quest trilogy. I'm not really sure what these are about, but I plan on reading them as soon as I can. The next one is from everybody's favorite books here lately, which is Stars Above. This is the last one, I think, that came out after winter. Found this on sale today at Books A Million for like under $8, I think. I plan on getting the other ones as soon as I can to read them before this one. And then the next one, I got this at a thrift store. Again, it's Twilight's director book. It'll go with all of our other books that we have in the whole collection. These are some of my favorite writers, and that is Preston and Child. I got their book, Whitefire. They are very suspenseful books, and this is going to be, hopefully, in my January TBR. I'm not quite sure yet. I also picked up Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. One of the worst books that you can ever read, and it's just horrible. I don't even know why I still have it. I wish I could just throw it away, but my husband won't let me. He thinks we should keep it. And then the next one we got is The Shipping News. This is a fiction book. Seems to be that it's about a newspaper man and his family. Looks like they're having to move by the way the cover looks. Looked quite interesting. That's the reason why we picked it up. And then the next two I got goes with the Immortals books. This is Dark Flame and Blue Moon. I don't quite have all of them yet, but I do plan on getting them soon. I don't even really know what they're even about either. They just look interesting. The next one I got is the mass market paperback of The Blind Side. I'm sure everybody knows what it's about. It's a sports book. It's about Michael Oher and his adoptive family. So, it's a pretty good book if you ever want to read it. Next one I got was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This is another series that everybody seems to like. Several people have watched the movie. I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't even read the book yet, but I plan on doing it as soon as I have time from working so much. The next one I bought was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is an amazing book. It is a tearjerker. I highly recommend it for anybody to read who likes romances and young adult books. Sorry. Next one I picked up was Percy Jackson and the Olympians. This is the first book of this series, The Lightning Thief. If you don't know what Percy Jackson is, then you do not need to be watching my channel, because we will be talking a lot about Percy Jackson and any other young adult or children books. Next one I bought was The Time Traveler's Wife. I had to get the one that has now a major motion picture. If you haven't seen that movie, it's okay. It doesn't hold up to the book. Basically, it's about a man who travels back in time, and he finds a little girl, and eventually she becomes his wife in the future. The next one we got is Art 2, D2. It's a book my husband got for doodling. It's actually brand new, and we bought this at a thrift store. I was surprised that it still had all the stuff in it without being even drawn in. Next one I got was Second Chance by Jane Green. I'm not really sure what it's about. Don't even know what genre it is. It just looked interesting, so I decided to get it. The next one I got was Dean Koontz, Your Heart Belongs to Me. Most people do know who Dean Koontz is. I don't know what this book is about. It seems to be about a young guy who thought he had the world in his pocket, and a bunch of stuff starts happening to him. Next one I picked up, I got this one at Barnes & Noble. It was in a clearance bin for $2. The Stockholm of Octavo. Excuse me for that. Actually, I got it cheaper than $2 with my discount. I actually got it for $1.80. And I got several books there that day for that. And then I picked up Arabian Nights. This has Sinbad and the Sailor, Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, The Tale of the Enchanted Horse, Prince Ahmed and the Fairy Period Being You, and The Tale of the Fisherman. I also picked up at a used bookstore in Georgia, The Secret Garden, Peter Pan, and the Treasure Seekers. This is a mass market paperback of all 3 stories combined into one book. It was a pretty good deal. I think I got it for like less than $7. While we was in Georgia, I also picked up Ink Death. This is the advanced reader's copy. And a lot of people know what ARCs are. If you don't, that's what they are. It's where publishers send them out to people to read and review. And I actually picked it up at a bookstore. And to go along with that, I also picked up Ink Spell and Ink Heart. They're both by Cornelia Funk. I picked up some more classics on the way this month. I picked up Gulliver's Travels. This is just considered a literature book. I picked up also Clockwork Prince this month by Cassandra Clare. This is book 2 of the Infernal Devices, and this is the collector's first edition book. And I also picked up these 5 wonderful books by George R.R. Martin. This is the Game of Thrones books. I've heard mixed reviews about them, but I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones, and I plan on reading these very soon. I also picked up The Tales of Beetle the Bard. This is short stories written by witches and wizards for Muggleborns. And I ordered Wicked by Gregory Maguire on eBay. I got this for, I want to say like $3 this month. It's a classic. I like how it has green on the sides. And let's see. And some more classics, of course, because we are classic junkies. I picked up The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. I picked up Dracula by Bram Stoker. And The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. And today I picked up Thomas Huggins' Thomas Brown's School Days at Books A Million for $1 today. I thought that was pretty cheap for a classic. I also ordered The Great Gatsby this month. It's pretty short. Probably can have it read in a couple of hours. And then while we was in Georgia this month, I picked up the complete novels of Jane Austen. I actually got this huge book for $8, which is pretty cheap because the original price on it is $18. And then I actually did not pick this one up by Books A Million. I actually found it at a thrift store for $1. It's Emma by Jane Austen. It's another classic book. I just wanted the hardback edition of it. I also picked up A Little Princess by Frances Burnett. And it's illustrated by Tasha Chudar. And sorry if I pronounced that. And I picked up a little journal. It says it's a fortune cookie journal. Basically, every day that you write has little fortunes at the top of it for you. And we also picked up Vampire Academy this month. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this series. I'm going to give it a try, see what I think. Plan on having a review for it very soon when I do get it read. And then I also picked up The Book of Love by Kathleen McGowan. Not really sure how to pronounce that. But I love any romance books. I'm a huge romance fan, so you will see me reading a lot of romances. And then I also picked up So Super Story by Rose Wilkins. Really don't know what it's about. Kind of looked interesting, so I decided to get it also. And then we picked up The Unruly Passions of Eugenie R. It says it's a girl that looks over her shoulder all the time and seems to cry too much like a baby. So it seems like it's about a girl who has a lot of growing up to do. I found this book by Beth Revis, one of my husband's favorite authors, only because she was his English teacher in high school. We got the special edition at Barnes & Noble. Not Barnes & Noble. Yeah, Barnes & Noble. It was in the $2 clearance section. I actually got it for $1.80.
Say the name. Say the name.
And then I picked up Back to Blood by Tom Wolfe. I have no clue what this one's about either. It just looked interesting. Usually I don't read what a book is about until I decide to read it. And then I can usually tell within 30 pages of the book if I'm going to like it. If not, usually I toss it. I also picked up one of my favorite authors, Sylvia Day, Pride and Pleasure. This is, looks like to be part of the Georgian series. I plan on getting the other ones. They just had this one at Barnes & Noble marked down for $3.97. And while we was there, my husband has to pick up Wonder Woman. He is a huge comic fan. You will see him doing anything about comics. He actually got this book pretty cheap. It was less than $8 today at Books A Million. So, I don't know what it's about, but he does. And he's the one that's going to be reading it. And I also picked up the Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. Don't really know how to pronounce that. But this is a historical fiction. I love historical fiction. It kind of takes you back in time, but you're not really there because you're imagining it. And to go along with Wicked, I bought this today at Books A Million, Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire. Got this for less than $4 today, so I'm pretty happy that I have both books now. But I do plan on getting in the leather-bound classic edition from Barnes & Noble pretty soon. And then I knew everybody has been talking about the duology of Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I have not read them yet, so do not spoil any spoiler reviews. I don't want to see them. I want to read them, and then I will give my own review on them. And both of these are by Lee Bardugo. And then I picked up one of my other favorite writers, which is Janet Ivanovich, The Husband List. I have not read this one yet. I found this one in the clearance bin also at Barnes & Noble for $2. I have read all of her other books. Spectacular writer, especially if you love romance books. And then I also picked up Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. I love this book. She needs to come out with a sequel. I really didn't like how it ended, so we need a sequel to go with this book. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend it for anybody to read it. And then we also picked up some educational books this month. Got these out of the $2 bin also. This one is Weaponry and Warfare. Says it's edited by Robin Cross. So, we're going to learn about weapons. Then we also picked up A Dark History of the Kings and Queens of Europe. From medieval tyrants to mad monarchs. This is by Brenda Lewis. So, we're going to learn about kings and queens that have gone mad, apparently. And I guess I have done a lot of killing, such as Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. And then my husband had to pick up another comic book this month. He picked up Spider-Man by Diane Duane. Don't know what about. Just know that's Spider-Man. And then he bought a book called Mail Call by Ernie. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But all I know is he likes the dude. That's all I know. And then we picked up a book about Steve Jobs and the next big thing. If you don't know who Steve Jobs is, you need to get out of here. And then I also picked up all of J.R.R. Tolkien's books. From The Hobbit to The Two Towers, The Fellowship of the Ring, and The Return of the King. I ordered all of these online, actually from eBay. I don't know what store it was on eBay. But I got them for like $3 and $4 a piece. A lot cheaper than buying the whole set at a bookstore. And I also picked up another classic, The Adventure of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. I vaguely remember reading this in high school. I know it's about a little boy who runs away and a bunch of other stuff, but that's all I can remember about that book. And then I picked up this massive book. It's called The Music Box. It features several musicians, and the first one I flipped to is Marilyn Manson, which is one of my favorite artists. Basically it talks about their careers, if they're still living, if they died, how they died. It shows pictures of them, so it seems to be an interesting coffee table book. Then I picked up 32nd Ancient Egypt. I think this book just talks about how Egypt used to be and how great it is. Talks about the Nile, tools and crafts, creations of myths and gods, and a bunch of other stuff. I also picked up Paper Towns. I've heard a lot of great things about this book. I think I picked up the edition that has a little sticker there. It says that it's a major motion picture now. I don't like that. I hope I can get it off without messing up the book. My husband actually got this book for free at a thrift store only because it had a little bit of water damage. The House of Silk. It's a Sherlock Holmes novel. And it's by Anthony Horowitz. Hopefully I didn't pronounce it wrong. But all I know is it's about Sherlock Holmes. And then we picked up this classic. I think I got this one at a yard sale. I'm not quite sure. But this one is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's by Jules Verne. Plan on getting more classics soon. Then I picked up from another writer I love to read. His writings is Nicholas Sparks' See Me. Apparently this is the special Walmart edition because that's where I bought it. It took me like 2 days to read this book, and as you can tell, this is a pretty big book. It's almost 500 pages. And it's a really great romance, mystery, and thriller. If you have time to read it, I suggest that you pick it up if you love Nicholas Sparks. Then we also picked up this huge book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the illustrated edition. I haven't got the Chambers of Secrets one yet. That's going to be next month's plan, is to get that and a few other books. Actually, it's going to be more than a few. It's going to be a whole lot like this time. So, we'll see where we get. And then I picked up a Brainworks book. I figured my brain needs a little more work to it. Maybe make me a little smarter. And we're going to see if I can answer some of these questions, and I'll let you know how that goes. And then I picked up this book for my husband. He loves H.G. Wells. And it's The Time Machine and the Invisible Man. It's a classic. Didn't pay a whole lot for it. Actually, Barnes & Noble had a sale earlier this month. I think it's still going on. Which was buy two, get one free on their classics. And speaking of classics, I also got The Call of the Wild and White Fang by Jack London. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I bought this one in Georgia. Don't even know how much I paid for it. The price tag's going on. But this is by Victor Hugo. And then I picked up Dante's Inferno. 20 contemporary poets that has translated it. Don't even know who it's by. I just know that my husband wanted it, so I bought it. And then I picked up part of the Chronicles of Nick books. I got Infinity. This is by Sherilyn Kenyon. Also bought Illusion by her. And Inferno. Thanks for watching, y'all. Please subscribe and like our channel. Thanks.